Can we do add Jennifer?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You always forgive me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My apologies. So,
No executive session.
we have no executive session. And as far as,
This is,
here, okay. Can you hear me okay? Or should I
just make sure that everybody talks in the microphone.
Okay,
It's
we
hard
have to pass it
to
around
transcribe.
because they had like a convention with the minutes everybody.
Caitlin's
Okay,
here.
let the record show that Caitlin joined the meeting at 6:33. Okay. All right, so property updates. The only property update I have is, obviously we completed the acquisition of the Poplarwich property, 38 Poplarwich property on Whitesville Road. And we were very pleased to have completed that one. It's got a lot of nice farmland and beautiful property, so we're very pleased. Okay, does anybody else have anything?
Yeah, I have a question on property updates, so I was going through the old notes, and at November, Drew had asked for an update on the properties of everything we have in the pipeline, where things are, if things have been evaluated, things that have been hanging for years. And then that was asked about again last month. And
We'll ask
it
again.
would be helpful, because we do have a lot of things that take like years to get
Yeah,
through.
we do, I do, I can tell you
And
right
it's
now.
really hard to remember, especially if we're only saying the number, what anything is.
Yeah. What I can tell you is, I do know there's definitely one that is in the pipeline per se, that it was already, there was an assessment done of the property. The two lawyers have talked, and it's sitting with the property owner. So. And we have not heard that, that was several months ago. So. Okay, new business, reorganization. Happy New Year, everyone, by the way. Hope everyone enjoyed it. So we will start with nomination of the chairman.
I'll nominate Sandy Yeager for chairman.
I'll nominate Drew Jurnaski for chairman.
Second.
Okay. Well, I mean, the one that's seconded is voted on first. But, you know, there's a motion on the table that was seconded.
Right.
And that was Sandy Yeager. So they would have to remake their motion if your motion fails.
Okay.
We just did nominations.
But it was second.
Okay. So I guess we'll do a roll call
On
on,
Sandy.
okay. So,
Uh,
all right,
I'm a yes.
Ann,
Yes.
Cindy,
That's why it's hard to vote before we had all our, or make motions before we had our discussion and made all our nominations.
Possible to speak into the microphone so like I can hear you?
okay. We have to, we know we have to move them around. All right, then we'll go to Laura Ray.
And vote no.
Okay. Alan,
No.
Glenn,
I'm confused. What are we yay or name?
I guess.
Who's chair? Who's the chairwoman?
The
Sandy.
nomination?
Yeah.
Nomination.
Okay. Yay.
Okay, and we're back.
Go back to Sandy. And did you vote yet?
No, I didn't.
So,
You voted
may I
for
ask, you're associate or a voting member? My understanding, looking at what was on the website, you're just associate, so you have no voting.
That's correct.
That's right, I think you
Cannot.
will.
No, wait a minute, I think everybody can vote on sure, can't they?
I know they can't vote, no, I don't think so, no.
We can vote on anything. Associates are non-voting members.
That's
Should I have to retract my vote?
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
No, he has to retract because it's
All right,
non-voting.
it's not counted.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't have it in. Okay, so we have one more, yet they're not heard from.
No.
Right.
So where's that count here?
It's 3 to 3.
Is there, I also am a not voting, I'm just asking, is there an option to abstain until kind of we've heard the reasons for both and then make a
can talk
decision
about it.
based on that?
We can talk about it, but there's a motion on the floor, we can talk about it.
So I guess, I don't know procedurally, what happens to a motion if somebody like abstains from voting?
They abstain from voting.
So then the motion
The motion still
fails
goes.
and the motion, or
Well,
if it's
depending on
3
votes.
against, if it's the same right now,
It's 3 and 3.
it's 3 and 3. So an abstaining would mean that that motion could be raised later after a discussion, but it would close the door on the first motion.
It would be a tie.
And then it would allow for discussion at that point?
You can have a discussion if you want to have a discussion, but there's a motion on the floor and people have voted already, we can have the discussion. If you want to say something, please say something.
Oh, I was just trying
Yeah,
to
you can say whatever you want.
figure a way.
Well, I think we already had a question about our voting members before we even started tonight, based on reading our bylaws. Yes,
Guess what?
we have a question on who our voting members are.
The voting
Because-
members are who council said they are, and they're here.
Okay, well,
It's
reading
that
the
simple. It's that
bylaws, it says that, in the section, vacancies, when EAC, vacancies on EAC shall be filled as follow. When a voting member resigns, the township manager will notify the council of the resignation, post the vacancy through notification in the newsletter and on the website. When filling a vacancy, preference should be given to an associate member.
I'm the longest serving associate member.
It doesn't say that on the paper, I just reading from it.
Uh,
I didn't write this, this is this.
Yeah, but this is,
EAC will make a recommendation to the manager who will bring to council for appointment to voting member.
yes.
He did. He brought a recommendation, okay.
EAC will make a recommendation to the manager,
Mhm.
which is what we did
Yeah.
in December by voting 6-0 to fill the voting position with Caitlin.
And it was a recommendation. And one of the reasons why why our township manager could not go along with that recommendation is because if you read section 1A, it says one voting member shall be a representative of the planning commission. I am on the planning commission. Sandy is no longer on the planning commission. So we needed a
That's
member who was
not
on the
true.
planning. It
Tom?
is true. Article 6.
If I could, so I read through all this too. I'm the one who was hoping to get appointed.
Mhm.
I'm concerned that at the December meeting, you hadn't raised that you wanted to be appointed. Because I think then it could have been.
Well, you know, I hadn't decided that.
Well, I agree with you fully that you should be a voting member. You are 100%, you need someone on the planning commission.
And I'm the longest serving associate.
But the procedure that was followed to get there is not in accordance with.
Recommendation account to the township manager. It's a recommendation. Sometimes recommendations are
I
not.
don't believe that's what it says for voting members on the EAC. When you look in section 1 of Article 4, we didn't have the bylaws until just today, so I've only been able to look at them this afternoon. But it does say that,
Well,
And in our minutes, one of the things I wanted to bring up, it doesn't-
Article 6,
it
I'm
doesn't note anything of us recommending Caitlin to become a voting member, so the whole section. of
sure, there was a
minutes-
vote, it was 6-0.
It was not in the minutes.
Mhm.
It's not in the minutes.
They had an awful lot of trouble with the minutes, and I'm not trying to give them an excuse.
Okay.
So,
Well, council's
It is
appointed their voting members.
so it was, but section, I'm sorry, it was Article 6, I misspoke earlier. Article 6 talks about nomination of the voting members,
Mhm.
and it says in section 2, nominations of voting members shall be made from the EAC members and associates at the annual organization meeting. So that's where our voting members are coming from. I believe that the position that in new business item B, when we accept the resignation of Michael Boyle, I do believe there will then be a vacancy. And I do believe that that vacancy should go to you because you're on the planning commission. And it does clearly say that whenever possible, at least one voting member shall be on the township planning commission. But I'm concerned that we're setting a precedent here of disregarding the EAC bylaws for getting to choose this when council is making the appointment of members that the EAC in our bylaws says that we will be making.
No, it does not say you were making an appointment, you're making a recommendation.
It says that the Lower Saucon Township Council will approve the chairman, but it doesn't say that Lower Saucon Township Council will approve the EAC's selection of voting members.
It does say that.
In Article 6,
That's
Section 2.
section 1.
Article
Yeah, it
6,
does.
Section 2 does say nomination of voting members.
I'm not
shall be made
fighting
for
on it
EAC
at all, but I think that
Well-
relinquishing that independence when you're an advisory board is tough. It's not something that we should, the procedures are here to be followed and are set on purpose.
And they are.
And though the thing is, we can also consider amending these bylaws, which I think we should because they're pretty all over the place. I've read some of the other bylaws, specifically I'll refer to Bethlehem's EAC bylaws where they specifically have their council member on their board be not a voting member on EAC.
Well, if you guys want to study that at a later time, that's fine. But we're not doing that tonight. Tonight, we're voting.
Well, we're
And I'm a
talking
voting
about,
member.
we're talking about
I don't
this
even think
now.
we're supposed to vote on the chairman. Read section 2, it doesn't say anything in there about us voting. It says, make nominations and the council will select the person.
All right. I nominated.
And I nominated, well, she nominated Drew and I
But
nominated.
this nomination hasn't failed. It's 3-3.
Can I ask for an additional point of clarification on Article 6, Section 2? It says nominations for chairman shall be made by members and associates.
Okay.
So,
Nomination.
if
Nomination.
an associate's a non-voting
Good.
member, how can?
What's in a nomination? You're making a nomination.
You're
You're
not
not voting.
voting on
Yeah.
the nominee.
That's how I read it.
Well, it says
But then it says,
nominations. It's like nominations for more than one chairman.
Making a nomination and then voting are
Now, here,
different things.
So it
right,
doesn't say anything about
but-
voting.
to continue in Section 2, it says nominations shall be made by the members and associates, and the elected officer shall immediately assume the duties of interim chairman. So that's implying that we're not just nominating people, but also voting them in. Does it not?
And in that case, the associates would also get the vote.
I don't know. I don't know if
Just
it
for the
implies
officer.
that or not.
Yeah, but for the
But to
chairman.
Laura's point, it's a bit convoluted.
It is, and
That's
also,
this is where it's
also in here, another part that's really
this
is
is the
outdated.
EAC, you know what I mean? It came out of their guidebook,
Exactly.
so it's not.
Should,
anything
that doesn't need
No,
to
I
be
just-
constantly updated, absolutely.
I
But
think we need to follow it, update it if necessary, but now follow it.
Go ahead, Drew.
Go ahead.
Implication tonight is just that there's, that the nomination is made and then an election occurs. And because it says associates and members nominate, it doesn't make sense that the associates and members wouldn't vote.
Exactly.
Well, it's, you know,
So
it's
to,
3-3. So,
well, but to nominate someone, all you need is someone to second it.
Yeah, and we
You
have.
know, You don't need to, so, and then after people nominate who they're going to nominate, then you would vote on, vote
Right.
from those
Right.
nominees.
It says, member appointment procedures. Council members shall be appointed in accordance with the following procedures. All council members shall be appointed by the governing body of the political subdivision. I don't understand. I mean,
After nominations and an election are made by this committee, clear. So I'm
Well, why do you say that?
Are there any people in the room there that are associates or members? Is it 8?
no. Oh, well, what,
9.
9.
Counting B or not counting B?
10 counting you.
Counting you 10.
Okay. So why do we have a 3-3 if there are 10?
Because they don't vote. The associate members don't vote. And they never have. I know you're trying to revise history here, but they never have.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to interpret poorly written language is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I know.
And what you
All right,
said,
and that's-
does it make sense?
Yeah.
Associates
Yeah.
are listed as
Right.
people who can nominate but then not vote.
Right.
There's
Just-
inconsistency there.
It is.
None of us are revising history. We're trying to interpret.
No, I agree.
It's not crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew, are you the 7th person who didn't vote on our
No,
motion?
no, Cindy isn't. He
No,
votes.
Cindy, okay, all right, got it, well, we got sidetracked.
Yeah, you voted no. We got
We
it.
really should have talked about this first.
I feel kind of blindsided. I got in the door from work and grabbed my stuff, and as I quickly checked my email, I saw this come up, and I had no idea of the implications. I just feel kind of ill-prepared.
I had just talked to Drew a bit ago about nominating him for the position, and he is willing to take it. And he knows that there's, he's absent in August or whatever, and that's fine, because we have a vice chair to run a meeting. But I think he's one of our strongest members and well-spoken, and I think he would be great as our chair. And, he's been our vice chair.
I think Sandy, I think Drew is a strong member. I don't disagree with that at all. But I think Sandy started this EAC. She's been chairman of it, and she's done a great job with it. It's led to $9 million, almost $10 million in the open space fund, a lot of property conserved, and I just think she deserves to be chairman, and has always been a good chairman. And I also think she presents. This is a recommending body, right? This body recommends things to council. And I think Sandy does that and has done that over the past 20 years very, very well. To get your recommendations acted upon, you need somebody to represent you on council. Because
Yeah,
you can
that's
recommend,
really
I'm not
the
done
part
yet,
that's
I'm not done yet,
wrong
I'm not
about
done
it,
yet, I'm not done
Okay,
yet,
well,
I'm
we
not done
usually
yet.
have conversations
I'm not done.
here.
I am having a conversation. When we recommend open space be purchased, Sandy's the one that brings that to council, says why it's important, why it's strategic, and in our plan, and worth it. And, so I think she is the better person to present our recommendations and get them approved by council.
I would argue that she's in the room when we make recommendations. She has those skills. She could still do that. She can still speak on behalf of the EAC effectively in council. This doesn't prevent that from happening.
Right, and
No,
that's why she's appointed as liaison by council, so that is what that role is for.
Yeah.
And it's kind of odd, it doesn't even make sense that two are both on council, and now you both want to be voting members, but it's like you're voting to recommend things to yourself.
No,
Does that even make sense? I mean,
No,
if you
we're not
want a
recommending things to
recommending
ourselves.
body
It's
to be suggesting things
it's a-
to council,
it's a 5-member council, we're not, two of us aren't a majority.
okay,
It's a
but you
5-member
have
council.
two,
And I would
I
say,
guess you wouldn't
I
get that
think,
point, but,
you know, I get that point. And,
you know, it's like
listen,
you're recommending to yourself.
like I said, I made my case of why I nominated Sandy, and that's the nomination that's on the table.
Well, the way I feel about it is that Sandy being on the council, and if she becomes chairman, is really in a stressful position. The council wants to go one way with the garbage truck, and the majority of the EAC people want to go the other way, you know? So it puts her right in the middle, and I think since Drew wants to be president or chairman of the EAC, he's not being, you know,
There's two things.
involved in council. He's not on
One,
council.
she's been chairman for a long time.
That's right,
Been
but we haven't had this
since-
big controversy for, like we're having now.
But the landfill's never been expanded?
Mhm.
The landfill's never
That
been
was 8
expanded?
years ago that happened. For the last 8 years, we haven't had this controversy.
Why do you think this is in, that I wouldn't vote?
With the,
I didn't
she
say you
voted
wouldn't
against the
vote, I
landfill.
said you're in a stressful position.
Well, it's
You're
my-
being
It's
told
her-
one way
it's her
by the
decision.
environmentalists and another way by the council members.
But if that's what she
Well,
wants to do,
all
she's
right.
capable.
Then she can do it, but that's not why that's why I voted against her, that's why I voted for Drew.
Who are you to tell her she's in a stressful position?
Okay, well then.
That's
I
my-
don't
that is
think
my
this
opinion.
does any good for this meeting. I think it's important that we stay focused. I think you have a right to speak your opinion, but I think we need to go back. And Sandy, you've done an amazing job, and I'm new to the board, but I think everyone should have a voice. But to go back and forth and banter like that is not productive.
Well, I think that is.
So where are we? We're at a tie? Is that where we are?
Yeah.
So then what?
Well, Cindy either has to vote yes,
Oh,
no,
she
or
voted.
abstain.
Oh,
You
Um,
can abstain and we can think about
You
it.
know, I would point out that, you know, that Sandy did vote against the rezoning of the parcels. You know, and she votes her conscience. She doesn't vote what anybody tells her to vote. She's been on council for 20 years, and then she votes the way she wants to vote.
well, that must have been a stressful decision.
You don't look worse for the wear, I'll tell you that. He's very concerned about your health.
No, let me just bring this up, okay? The one thing I will agree is I thought about it a lot, and I did balance a lot of things, but I did what I thought was the right thing to do for the people of this township. Okay, period. All right, the landfill doesn't immediately affect me. It will have effects one way or the other in general, but there was no way that I felt it was the right thing to do, both environmentally and otherwise. So that's why I did what I did. So I don't know if that helps.
When you say did what you did, could you clarify what that?
I voted no to change the zoning.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Right, because and that's what I did because I felt it was the right thing to do.
That doesn't seem like a conflict of interests with respect to the EAC.
No, it isn't. I don't think it is.
I don't think we're arguing the landfill for whether people, you know, I think we're going to be organized as a committee as we're supposed to do in our first meeting. But I'm a little bit unsure because I'm not in the room, can't see faces. How many voting members are participating in this meeting right now? Someone tell me that would be helpful.
7.
There's 6.
1,
Seven.
3,
So why?
4, 5.
So we shouldn't have had a tie. We're waiting for someone to vote.
Waiting for someone to vote, they're taking all the information in, they're just trying to decide. I mean, I think Drew.
I think change is helpful too at times, so that's another consideration, I think. And furthermore, you know, appearances are important too. Although the committee does indeed allow for 2 elected officials to serve on the EAC as advisory committee to council. I think it might look better to the township to have someone who's not on the council be the chair of a committee that makes recommendations to council. I'm not questioning Sandy's integrity one bit. That's not what I'm saying. But at any rate, I would do my best to represent the EAC. If I chair this committee and try to make sure we're, again, I would do my best to do a good job as chair. I would do that.
Okay. My thoughts on this have happened quite quickly. Was not truly prepared for some of this, but I will say this. I've served on a lot of these types of committees over the years. And I think I'm looking at this from a non-political position.
Good.
I'm looking at it from a
Good.
non-issue position.
Good.
And I'm saying what I see is what makes the committee stronger. And to have a liaison going to the board and to have someone like Drew leading the committee, I think that is really a strong leadership for this committee moving forward. Joined this committee because of Sandy. You know, she has an amazing history and has done great things. But I also think Drew has a lot to offer too. So how do we get both? I mean, maybe, you know, Drew should be the one to take the leadership role, and then we have 2 strong people on the committee that would facilitate, you know, working with the board better. And I mean,
I'll just say one thing, that, you know, this most recent thing, the EAC voted that Drew would speak to council, you know, regarding the rezoning. And he did, and he spoke, and did a great job as vice chair, which I'd be happy if he would be willing to be vice chair again if Sandy's chair. But, you know, it's Sandy, again, I think as a recommending body, your best thing is to, have someone like Drew as vice chair to come and give that, the speech he did before council. But to have Sandy as chair, being the one to push our recommendations over the line with her fellow council members, which she has consistently over the past 20 so years. So that's my.
She still can, and I would trust her to that. As not chair, but as the liaison. I would.
I'm sorry.
I just think, to a certain extent, the EAC is more and more being seen as political, which is a shame. Because I don't think that's going to bode well. I don't think that's going to bode well for things that the EAC wants to get done, because it's seen as political instead of.
What makes it political?
I don't think EAC is being seen as political.
I don't understand your rationale for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to pass some things out, and I'm going to have to read them to you. Everybody gets full. No, I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about the politics. All right.
Sandy, are you chairing this meeting right now?
Yes.
Well, this took me by surprise, all of it.
Okay.
Wait, I had to, wait.
Voting button.
Okay. Your question was why is this committee seen as political? Well, we have an email from Laura Ray on November 4th of 2022 requesting information regarding the rezoning, right? she takes me off of the email. You'll notice in the to column, I'm not there. So she purposely took me off. She also did not include our township manager. Okay, so then we're going to that first one. Okay, so that's why am I not on there? As an associate member, a longest serving associate member, was taken off of the email stream by, like I said, someone who's political. Then let's get to our December 24th, Christmas Eve. 1:22 in the morning is the first one, from Miss Ray. What a crock of garbage having Langtown residents. This is to all of council, every council member, and our township manager, What a crock of garbage having Langtown the residents how the conditional use is so highly scrutinized by council before it is granted. More restrictive and difficult to be granted. And the comment that it is also go through planning commission is totally meaningless with the stack board you have in place. One only has to look at each zoning area to see the types of things that are conditional versus exception, to know that this is a whole spiel of just crap. Again, this is to all of council. It makes me sick to have listened to BS like this month after month. Stop treating people like they're stupid. All right, the Christmas Eve, whatever, fiasco continues 15 minutes later, 1:39, 2016. I hope you get a bottle of wine. Like your lame argument, this is again to all of council, your lame argument that we need to remove 275 acres to light industrial so you don't get sued for not having enough space.
Tom, excuse me, Tom,
No.
this isn't appropriate.
This is appropriate. He asked why it was political.
Tom, this is not appropriate for right now for our meeting. It is all, you can ask for it to be put in the record. This is not appropriate for to be taking over our meeting.
I'm reading.
Tom.
I'm reading. When you did, when did you become a land use attorney? And as many people questioned, what is the rush? What due diligence have you done for any of this? Oh, you read an article in a magazine, now you're an expert. As long as none of this is your area, it's all fine. Let's continue. Another one, 1:53 a.m., another 15 minutes later on Christmas Eve. Elected officials, you don't, so Drew, this is a perfect one about why people on this board are seen as political. Elected officials, you don't know how many people would like to remove you from office. How many people are sorry they voted for some of you? Question mark, question mark. How much you are despised. It's infuriating how you do not care about the majority of the residents, only your self-interest. People don't know they were electing a dictator. So that goes on a little bit. So when you say, why do people see this EAC as political? Well, you have a member writing this to all of council. Then, someone forwarded a post, Laura Ray, posting, I don't know where, someone just printed this out for me. Somebody has suggested public protests where they live. She put this on the internet. Tom Carochi, Pheasant Court, Jason Bonanis, Meadow Ridge, Mark Ingles, Sutherland Drive, Sandy Yerger, Easton Road. So you have a member of this committee calling for protests at council members' homes, providing their addresses, their full addresses, providing their whole, this is Laura Ray, providing their whole addresses. You have emails, 3 at 1 o'clock in the morning, talking about how bad elected officials, we are. And it's not seen as political. This is the problem. This is a problem.
And did I say that was from
So bringing
EAC
us
board?
back to the task at hand, I'm still not sure why if we have 7 voting members, why would it have a vote now that there's been some conversation and see what the 7 voting members would vote?
These are the people you want to take over. And that's, vote. But that is why EAC is being seen as political.
Well, you don't think that the whole thing wasn't
EAC
going to
is
be
much bigger
political?
than Laura Ray.
What you guys voted, is it going to make
That
everything
is
political?
not all of us.
Everything's political.
Okay.
Right.
Huh?
Here's
I
something
emailed that
bothers
to
me.
you
If the applicant
from me,
What?
not from
Wait, 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 wait.
EAC.
you call the meeting to order.
All right, listen,
Let's vote. Look.
all right, we're halfway through a vote. And so hopefully everybody is done saying what they need to do. And do you want to do a recount, a revote again?
No, everybody voted except Cindy.
We have
So
one,
it's
we have
either
one vote that's going to go one way or the
tie,
other.
or it's
And I'm
either
sorry
tie
you put it
or
in
loss.
this position.
Yeah.
I
Do you want
can't,
to do it as a little secret ballot
No,
thing? Would
no.
that make it easier?
No,
no, it has to be on the
Public.
record, unfortunately.
Public.
Ah, okay.
So I apologize for that too. I don't want to put you
It's
in
fine.
any bad. What? I didn't hear you.
I think we spoke to you.
You're cutting out, Drew, I'm sorry. What did you
I'm
say?
sorry, I can't, no, hopefully this is clear. No, I think it's fine. We had a conversation about the issue. People expressed thoughts and concerns. And I don't know if we should have a revote or if the non-voting member, Cindy has voted, if she feels that she wants to cast a vote, then I think we should give her the opportunity to do that.
Or what if she abstains? Then what do we do?
Wait till next month.
I think then we nominate and we send it to council based on what the
Well,
bylaws.
she abstains, it's a tie, and I had made another motion,
that's right.
right? If she abstains, it
So,
just
she
doesn't
has to say
pass.
something.
Well, the motion doesn't pass, that's right. The motion doesn't pass.
Okay. So are you abstaining? No, I'm asking, we're not, please, I'm not trying to talk you into anything.
So the motion was for Sandy, this
Sandy.
motion was for Sandy as chair.
So if I abstain,
Then
this
it's
is
just
tie.
a tie, and that's, the motion fails.
Well, it doesn't pass.
Huh.
And if there's a competing motion, then we can move to that.
Yes, we can.
I apologize, but I think it's a win-win to have them both leading the committee. So I'm going to vote for Drew. Sorry, Sandy. I think
Okay,
it,
that's fine.
That's fine, that's fine.
So that'll be a different motion now. We need to vote separately for that, so we do it correctly.
Right, so you have to renew your motion.
No, well, we have to finish the first vote.
So that motion doesn't pass. So the
No.
motion for Sandy doesn't
Okay.
pass. And now, do you want to remake your motion?
Yes, I make a motion to nominate Drew as our chair.
I second it.
You second. All right, so now we have
We have a motion by
a...
Laura and a second by Alan. So the record can hear. Okay, and a roll call.
Roll call. Drew?
Yes, I vote in favor.
I vote no.
So do I get to vote or I don't?
Nah.
No,
Okay.
no.
I vote yes.
No. I vote yes. I vote yes.
Sure, I vote yes.
Sure. Okay. All right, motion passes 4-2.
Now,
Drew is-
just so everybody, like, knows something that, maybe you do, and I just want to, if there was any doubt about why I started this, what I did, is I took my 30-acre family property and put it into conservation easements and didn't take a dime for it. Okay? And I don't think there's anybody in this room that can say that. I did it gratuitously because I knew it was special and it was the best place. And I wanted my kids to enjoy it and to pass on to the generation and to be an asset to the township, period. And that's, I'm done.
Thank you. And thank you for, how long have you been chair now? 20 years until today, 20 years?
Yeah, I started this thing, and that's
It's
fine.
not politics. I know, I know it's not
If
politics.
you want new blood, I get it.
Yeah,
I
you just gave them
understand.
politics.
So, and please, do not nominate me for vice chair.
Yes,
or
absolutely. I
anything
went
else.
through
So, you guys go ahead.
it. Yeah. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
So, do I have a motion for vice chair?
I'll nominate Cindy Otis for vice chair.
Sorry. Okay, we have a motion for Cindy and a second. Roll call, please.
I'm a yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Anne's a yes.
Yes,
Okay, Laura?
yes.
Yep.
Okay, Drew?
And
Drew?
Cindy.
Cindy Otis is going to be your vice chair. Did you vote?
Yes, if you,
Yes.
And I vote yes also.
Okay,
Yeah,
now,
that's unanimous.
okay, we're good.
Great. All right.
Okay, I need a nomination for secretary.
I'll nominate Al Johnson for secretary.
I don't want the job.
Somebody second it, we gotta vote.
Council still has to approve
That's right.
the
No.
chairman.
The chair.
Yeah,
So if they don't approve it,
that's right.
then does Cindy become chairman?
Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, there you go. There you
Hopefully.
go.
That's what I hope.
Or do we vote over again?
thanks for your,
Failure of approval from the Township Council of the nomination and election of EAC chairman shall result in subsequent nomination and election of another voting member by the voting EAC membership for this office until the chairman position is approved by Township Council.
Okay, well then that doesn't happen, then we revote. If they don't approve
Then we
Drew
restart
for
from
chairman,
scratch.
then we go through this all over again.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
okay, so I need a nomination for secretary. Nomination.
I nominate Al.
I don't want to be secretary.
I nominate Sandy.
You a voting member?
Second.
Yeah, second. All right, Sandy got a second for secretary. Think you could, for 20 years, Drew, you think you could give her a secretary bump? I vote yes for
I don't
Sandy.
understand, I don't understand your tone, I really quite don't.
You politicize, you've politicized this
No, I did not. I
EAC.
did not. I did not, Don. Don't put that in, don't put that
You've
in
done it.
those words in my mouth. I absolutely don't.
You have.
One person in this room talking utilization. One person.
Council politicized this whole thing
Right.
by voting
Well, there's,
to
let's go.
remove the,
Well, there's a motion on the floor
Change the
for,
zoning.
there's a motion on the floor that's been seconded for Sandy for secretary. How do you vote, Drew?
I vote in favor of Sandy for secretary.
I do too.
me too.
Ann does.
Yes.
Yes. Laura?
Yes.
Unanimous.
Now, are you still going to be council's representative?
No?
I thought that was your role, I thought that
When do
was.
they
Council
approve?
I
When
thought
do
you
they
were
approve
the
that?
liaison, that's why
Yeah.
I was.
Well, they have to approve it.
Well, wasn't it approved?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, then
It
you
was.
are. Then you're the
That was at the
council's
reorg.
liaison.
Yeah.
It was. All right. Right.
No, you can do a good job fighting for us when you're on council.
I guess,
Okay, so we have designation of EAC meeting date, time, and place. Does anybody have problems with our current date and times?
so it's second Tuesday.
I think it's been improved to Thursday.
Okay,
What's that?
good.
6:30.
He said he liked it, it was moved from 7 to 6:30. That he said it was an improvement, right, Drew?
Yes, I think it's been good for us.
Actually, at this point, Drew is supposed to take over the meeting.
Yep, it's all yours, Drew.
Good luck.
Okay, there's one challenge here. I'm
Doesn't have.
I'm having difficulty with my computer access here. I'm sitting in a parking lot trying to get the agenda in front of me. If I can, I would prefer to have Sandy continue to run this meeting through its duration.
I don't know,
Yeah,
Cindy's the vice chair.
Yeah,
Cindy's the vice chair.
She can do it.
I'm the chair of the meeting.
All because of my order in the vote.
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
do we have a motion to accept the resignation of Michael Boyle?
So moved.
Do I need to poll?
When you
Yeah,
second it or what?
second.
We need a second.
Second.
Did you second it?
I didn't, you want it?
I'll second.
All right, so now we go. Sandy?
Well, she's got a roll call. You're gonna do a roll call.
No.
No, I'm going around and calculating.
Yes.
Laura?
Yes. I don't think we've ever.
Sir?
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's not. Yes.
Yes.
What are we voting on? Boyle.
Yeah.
Yes, this is accepting
Yeah,
his
yeah, you
resignation.
seconded it.
This position was filled before we.
Yes.
Next on the agenda is the introduction of our new member, Tom Carosi. Can we welcome him
Thank you.
to the board,
Thank you.
please?
I feel the love. I feel the love. It's wonderful. Can't wait for the next meeting.
Is there a reason why you use the word new member when you, the
New voting member.
New voting, that voting should have been in there.
Well,
Voting.
you were appointed by council. You didn't go through the thing where the EAC recommended you.
No, the EAC recommended somebody else, and our council,
So you were appointed by council.
yes. They are, the township manager did not take the recommendation of EAC, which he has perfectly every right to do. And one of the reasons he did not do that is because we need a member that is a representative on the planning commission, which I am.
And I am not.
Tom?
so how long has that oversight existed?
Where it's different from our bylaws. If we want to go by the bylaws in the Article 6, Section 2, and have the EAC members nominate and vote now that we've accepted the resignation of Michael Boyle.
This is an introduction. I've already been appointed to the council. It's in the council minutes. You can look at it. This is an introduction. So we can go on to discussion of associate member, or you can talk about this.
Tom, I would support you being there, but I think we need to go by the bylaws.
We have.
It says, this is in the green part.
See, this is where we have our conflict.
This is the township. This is, so whenever possible, one member shall also be a member of the local planning commission.
I agree, and that's why I think that Tom is good, because that's also in the EAC bylaws that the township
Okay.
manager sent out, but I think procedurally, we need to go through his being nominated a voting member by the EAC, members and associates at the end.
I disagree.
The township manager emailed out the bylaws that says how to do it right.
We did it right. If you don't think we did it right,
That's
then
why I'm
you
talking.
should try and do something out of the word.
I am,
We did it right.
Tom, I am trying to do something about it because I'm
You're-
bringing it up here, when
Yeah.
we have the correct bylaws in front of us.
It's an introduction, and thank you. I feel welcome. All right.
I hate
I
to
don't
say
think
it.
we're in charge.
It's the same thing.
Tom,
The same
how
thing
long
happens every
have we had a voting member on the planning commission prior to you? Was
Almost
this my,
like 20 years.
probably,
How long have you been on planning? For at least
up until now, just till now?
I resigned.
She resigned last year.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Last year when?
But her term expired December 31st. Her term expired.
Tom, I am asking questions as a new associate member to understand, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, I understand. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we need, or do we want discussion on the associate member? Is this it, what we just had, or?
No,
Yeah.
no, because we have an opening. Right? We
Yeah.
have an opening.
Because I was an associate member.
So, do you have any, I talked to our township manager, they did put it in the newsletter, and they only had one person come forward. If you are so inclined, he thought it would be beneficial if we wait to appoint a new associate member, and this is, I'm repeating my conversation with Mark, our manager, to let him run it again so that we might have more people wanting to become an associate member. That's
Running what again?
the solicitation announcement.
I think this, I had a question about this anyway. It's so vague, it doesn't really even say there's no.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, right.
vacancy.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I think
It
that's
just
part
says
of it.
we
Yeah.
might have openings on
Yeah.
some of our boards
Right.
Yeah, so
apply.
he wants to put out
On the website.
Right?
Yeah, a
So-
website in that, so that you hopefully will have more than one person to pick from.
Well, I did ask, try to see if people are interested.
Yeah.
Well, I think if he puts on the website
Yeah.
that there's an EAC associate member
Right.
opening,
That's what he wants to
you'll
do.
see
And
what
they will
rest-
vote on it in February, so it'll only be a couple of weeks. So he was just trying to get you a
We do
broader.
have an interested person if we want to act on that person.
Who is it?
It's great, it was put here in our packet, I guess.
Yeah.
Kathy Pitchell McGovern.
Yeah, my concern is it wasn't, the EAC position in particular was not advertised. Like you said, in the newsletter, it was just
Right,
kind of
realized it.
for all positions. And I think there needs to be just on on the township web page, just that taking, applications for a associate EAC position. If other ones come in, we'll compare them to the one that's here. And we vote on it in February. If this is the only one that ends up coming in, then she seems perfectly fine to me.
Seems really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it was just a suggestion from our township manager that I said I would bring back to you, that's all.
So,
Does anybody know her or of her?
I did. I served. She served on planning with me for a couple of years. Our terms overlapped, and she, she's good. I mean, I did was planning, but there's nothing. She's engaged. She.
So she's been a resident for a while, she's been
Yeah.
involved in the community.
Yeah.
educated.
Yes, and, this is true, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Kathy Mitchell, I mean, her name's McGovern, but, she was Kathy Mitchell prior to marriage, and grew up on the Mitchell farm, of course, and now that, her father Raymond passed away, well, her and her husband bought the farm, and so she's a big property owner in the township, significant acreage, and, yeah, I think she would be a good person to add to this committee.
So I'd make a motion to add a new associate member, Kathy Mitchell, Governor.
I would second that.
I mean, I think we wait to see if other resumes come in, only because I think it's fair. It's not anything.
Is that a yes or no?
It's a no. But I didn't know we were voting. I thought she was still.
She made the motion, so I just started this
Oh,
way.
okay, sorry. I was, look,
Question, were we asked to wait?
yes, he asked us to
Yes.
wait, but that's what but I don't know that he can make us wait.
I think that
It's not political, though, right?
there might be the opportunity for another one. I know we've had other associate members who haven't been coming. In the bylaws that got sent out, there's a procedure for members who are absent from 6 regular monthly meetings during any 12-month period without reasonable cause. From there, you do a notification from the chairman, a summary, and then if they respond or fail to respond, the council can decide whether to put someone else in. I don't know exactly names and attendance records, but I know that we've had a couple people who haven't been coming. If there's more people who, like, does it hurt to send that out and then see what else is out there and if that's worth someone
Yeah, that's all he asked for, and it was, again, it was with the best intent as far as I can tell.
So you're saying that there's other openings?
I think we
Possibly
can have other
coming up.
openings because we've discussed it a few times now. And then reading the bylaws, it kind of sounds like we could have acted on that ourselves. We don't even need the manager to be the one doing the send a letter and ask people.
All right, so there's a motion on the table.
I think somebody seconded it. That's
So
not-
I guess we finished that vote on
I didn't
whether to
second.
welcome her or not.
No,
Who seconded
We
it?
didn't vote.
Oh, okay, so we need to vote.
Drew,
Yes.
Drew
Oh,
seconded.
that's right, that's right.
Drew second, I'm.
Forget he's here.
Yeah, sorry
Now
about
we need
that.
to vote if we would like to accept the
So,
person that
did you
applied
vote,
to
Drew?
the position that we currently.
I don't know. I didn't hear a vote.
Yeah, I would vote. She's a large property owner, and so she's expressed interest, and so, yeah, I would vote. I don't know if it's not to.
Sure, yes.
Okay, I vote yes too.
I'm voting no because I don't see the harm in waiting a month if you're asked to do it.
So not absolutely no, just no for now.
Yeah.
I'm no for now, that's how I am too.
Yeah.
I'm no for now too.
I have no issue with this motion.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I assume.
Okay, if our township manager asked us to wait, I will vote no. So,
What's the vote? 1, 2, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 to 3 to wait.
Oh. Who was 3 to wait?
One.
You voted yes, I voted yes. What did you-
No, no.
No, she voted yes.
I voted yes.
She voted yes, so that's yes, yes.
You want to change your vote?
And Laura was the fourth one. We got-
Township manager asked us.
I know.
Oh my
Let them do what they want. Let them do what they want.
So that's 4
We're
votes.
not doing something terrible, we're filling.
No, I'm just
I mean,
saying.
we've needed people for months, and we've been talking about it for months.
All the township manager asked was to wait 1 month.
But we're gonna have more, we do have place for more people because we have attendance problem.
Yeah, well, that'd be something you can address.
And
Yeah,
we
you
need
can
more
address, exactly.
people.
How big it is.
How many open associate positions are there right now?
No, just that one.
Well,
Just the
not
one?
officially,
Okay.
but we can act on our bylaws and work on that.
But
okay,
we need 5 associates. Oh, because we have people not, sorry. That's not-
Yeah.
okay. Moving on, goals and projects for 2023. Discussion? Sounds like straightening out
The bylaws. The
bylaws,
we
the
put that on there.
memberships might be at the top.
I wanted to put the road cleanups on there sooner. I've had a lot of trouble getting people to be able to find a date that works to come out. We don't need to work that date today, but if we can, at the next meeting, maybe we'll set out our date for the spring so that we're several months in advance.
We have another recycling event for the spring.
Actually, hold on. All right, so here's what they want us to consider, and this came up in my conversation with the manager. Apparently, Lower Saucon and Upper Saucon. Upper Saucon is going to be having a spring recycling event. They are willing to share that event with us if you would. Apparently they have enough room for, and then if we could then do the same thing for them in the fall, because I know they're booking out really quickly, where Upper Saucon already has their date intact, okay? And then they can split the cost of the recycling event, so it doesn't, and each of the townships can have 2, basically, events, one in the spring and one in the fall. But Upper Saucon is going to be hosting it.
According to DEP requirements, they will only reimburse for one municipality that does.
And what would happen is Upper Saucon would be reimbursed for the spring one, Lower Saucon would be reimbursed for the fall one.
Except we would
We
be
depend on the
limited,
hosting, yeah.
except for we wouldn't be limited to residents only.
That's,
It's a DEP thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
telling you,
what
I've
I'm
been
not
up against it before.
So in other words,
We could ask,
Okay,
we can ask,
that
that
would be what
never
we'd have
hurts
to do.
to ask.
That's
But
what we would have to
it
do.
is outlined very clearly.
Okay,
The reimbursement is per township, and it is if they only
Okay.
take their residents.
well, that's what I said, you wanted me to bring it up, so I'm bringing it up, and I
Okay.
don't know if it would work or not, but that's what we
We need
you thought it would,
to-
yes,
Okay.
yeah, that would be
Reach out
great.
to the DEP.
That would be great,
Yeah.
because like I said,
That's a great
yeah,
idea.
it is a great idea, so.
And we locked in our fall date, right, already November?
I don't know.
I think we had said, last month, they said that November 11th was open and they would reserve it for us. I think staff was calling Clean Earth.
That was through another company. She's talking about Clean Earth.
I think last month we had mentioned Clean Earth, that we were gonna lock down November 11th.
It's in the minutes.
I just called Clean Earth and I got their availability dates. So we locked in with another company, the same company that we used of the last one. So that's for November. So if you want Clean Earth, this is what Sandy's saying. You can get a fall date and we can share it with Upper Saucon and they'll more than likely share a spring date with us. And then we split the cost both ways because it's $4,000 for the township to pay.
Has Lower Saucon applied and received that reimbursement?
I believe so.
You got it in?
I believe that Kathy applied for it or
Okay.
for the previous,
Right,
yes.
right.
I don't know if she got it yet, but I know that she applied for
So, Upper Saucon has the fall one. We would have the spring.
it. Upper Saucon has the spring.
Oh.
You would have to get a date through them for the fall.
What's the date for Upper Saucon Spring one? They already have it.
This sounds like a good idea, right? Because we spread the recycling.
April 22nd.
And,
Huh?
again, we think any single event may be overwhelmed.
And what if DEP doesn't give an okay? What's our, we just keep our one date and that's that?
Plan B?
Was there other dates? You had said you called Clean Earth to see if they had other dates. Are they all like, the 2 years out then for?
They have nothing booked for next year. They're good for next year, so we can pick a date for next year if you want to do that. I think they have a couple dates in the fall, spring they have like one or two, but the option was out there, put out there by her about joining with
Yeah.
Upper Saucon.
Her being,
Karen Hemmetz. She's from Clean Earth.
yeah, I know her. So she should know it's a DEP will let us do that. She's been doing it for years.
She's very nice.
Yeah, okay. All right, I can check on that. Okay. That sounds like a lot. Road cleanup, bylaws, e-cycling, and how's everybody feel about that? If we have more members, we could probably do all that. What do you think? Thoughts?
Some ideas from her.
Oh, I went back to some of the notes in 2020, I looked at what the goals were then, and I think that's going to be something we move forward with year after year. So they're just not words. And so, for example, they were doing native plant garden, and that could be something that could be done. Native plant cell, which I don't think would work with everything that's pending. I think it's important that we're looking at these goals and carrying them over to see which ones we're successful with versus reinventing them each year.
Well, native plant sales were done at the market.
Yeah.
And we were very successful with those. We sold a lot and we educated a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing.
Well,
That's
you
what
can
we
work with the Saucon Creek watershed, which I'm a member of, and we did that and we were at the farmer's market, and it was very successful.
Yeah.
With us, we did it.
'Cause I used to go
We did
pick 'em
it at
up.
the Hellertown Community
Put it in
Day.
my car.
But then there was also promote paper shredding event, promote end of plastic bags, which I would be in favor of promoting. COVID changed that, but it seems to be picking up again. Then there was discussion of working with Saucon Creek Watershed, the MS4, and keeping that in mind. And then also working with the township for additional small stream and tributaries and defining them. I'm not sure what that meant, and if that was done.
It's an Allen thing, right?
Yeah, but I can't do that anymore. I
No,
can't.
but that was something that you.
So you
I
gotta
mean,
pick, if I'm the only one that's gonna do that, you gotta pick
To
one.
get our maps,
Because I can't do it anymore.
to get our maps updated with
Yeah,
more waterways marked.
that was a thing that Drew wanted to do, and I said I would help. But since since that was originally proposed, I've had trouble walking, so I can't do that anymore.
I can jump in.
Doesn't mean we shouldn't do it.
Right.
If you can teach me how and what to do without having to be out there, I can boots on the ground.
You have to be out there. to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta be out there. to do it.
I guess if there's any way you can show me how to do it, I
Yeah,
can do
could tell
it.
you that. I could tell you how I was gonna do it.
Okay, so if we want to keep doing that, I can jump in.
And the final thing which I find as a continuing theme is that I need a list of all properties that we've already discussed early on in this meeting, so just so we know what properties are in the pipeline.
I mean, we used to get it once in a while, Diane would give us like the list, but I don't know what happened to the list. So it shouldn't be hard to put together. It's really not a project.
Yeah, but it was on the
Yeah.
goals.
Does the township have a MS4 coordinator?
At Hanover Township?
No one in-house? Do you have like an educational plan as part of your overall MS4 plan?
Well, that was one of the things that our manager and manager had said perhaps the EAC could work with them on that.
It's
And that
very
part of the-
common, a lot of municipalities use their EAC
Yeah,
or
that's what he was hoping that
ESC
they
to
would.
meet that educational need.
That's what he was hoping that they would do.
So would it be worthwhile to speak with him?
Sure.
Okay. I think that's pretty good. EAC Network Conference 2023. Is anybody interested in going?
It's actually virtual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to participate in that too.
Does the township pay for anybody who wants to go, or so many people?
Yes, they will pay for whoever wants
Let's
to
do it.
go.
Okay. If everybody can look at the dates, times.
I've already signed up,
So everybody should sign up individually.
No, I think, Carol, you'll sign up, right? The paperwork is there, so.
No, you can sign up, Drew, if you want to sign up.
Here's, if anybody wants the registration papers in hard copy, they're there.
The township will pay for it.
Okay, what's the date of that? Is that,
Saturday, February 25th.
So how do you receive, is it reimbursement? Your reimbursement?
Reimbursed.
So anybody who wants to go just submits their
Yeah.
receipt and then the township is reimbursed?
yeah, I was, when I get back on the continent, yeah, I would like to talk to Mark about that and other things, but yeah, I'm interested.
Just sign up if you want to go. Township will pay for it.
Okay, so I'm signing up for their site?
Yes.
Okay, thank
They
you.
usually have really good speakers.
Okay, updates, report, oh no, developer writings, Travis.
You have it in your packet?
Yep.
Okay, here's the map. Big, so you can see it.
We talked about this property so many
Yeah.
times. Many
was gonna
times.
say.
That's why I wondered, is there something?
They're adding it, they want to subdivide off a small portion, very small portion, over by the buildings that already exist. And they want to put a small, because they want to put a small cottage up for the mother,
Yeah,
that's all.
yeah. Ted talked
All the
about
rest of that underneath area and down is all under conservation easement already.
All right.
So they just, where it is not, where those buildings are, and there's no easement there, that's what they want to do.
So does this need to be reevaluated? I'm sorry.
No, the recommendation to council.
The only problem I see with this plan is that we don't have access to the land that we own down here. It says all the way down here on the bottom someplace, in small print. You don't see that?
We have to know.
I'll show this one. Right here. Can you hear it, Drew?
We're looking at that.
Yeah, they gave us the big maps because what was in the packet was a little difficult to read.
Well, I can't find it right now. There's one place that says here that, township will have access to the conservation easement. I'm assuming they're talking about this road. See, this macadam road already exists.
That's a road.
It's a macadam, big enough for a car. In fact, the township macadam. But they said, you know, like, limited access, I think they use that word. Which I can find. Anyway, that's definitely something that the planning commission has to consider. See, their lot includes the top half of that.
But, so the proposal we're looking at is they want to build a little cottage
Yeah,
here
I can show
somewhere?
you, yeah, I can show you exactly where.
Well, it says proposed dwelling right there.
Here.
Yeah.
So they've already got these buildings, they want to
Yes.
build one here.
Yes, yes.
Okay. There's one here, and,
These were storage buildings for the, like, the farm equipment and things like that.
right,
So, and if you
Now-
look at the smaller map, it would go right here, because the main house is over here.
Right.
Yeah,
And the rain house is over here.
yeah, it's over there.
They didn't show it there, it showed over here.
Yeah, here's the main house, this is where the sun is. But this is, none of this is the conserved land, because this is by the road.
Well,
So these are the existing dwellings, there's already buildings here, they want to put a small building here for the mother. Yeah, cottage.
What if it's not part of the preserved land, what's the big deal?
There isn't any as far as I can tell, because again, there's already buildings and everything there already. It's not like and that was not put into the conservation easement. So, and it's not anywhere near the division, you know what I mean?
So it's not in
It's not backing
violation
up.
or anything?
No, no, no.
I think we're doing this as a courtesy, we generally review these things, right?
Yeah, yeah. So they just wanted to make you aware, if you see a building go up, it is not part of the conservation easement. It is not even abutting the conservation easement. It should not impact that in any way. That's all, they just wanted to make sure everybody knew. So if you have any objections or concerns, voice them now.
Well, environmentally, I don't see any problem. The only problem I see is that restriction on the access to all the land that we own down here.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this proposal.
Yeah.
That's what they always say, okay, maybe planning will do
The-
it's their job to do that, and also council's job.
That's right.
Wish I could find
And
that.
I don't see any problems with this request either.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right, we don't need to do a vote or anything on this, it's just a matter of if they wanted to.
Information.
Yeah, information, because, and again, the manager knew those maps were very difficult to read, but you got in the packet, so we was nice to prepare. Okay,
Is there a
updates and
second
reports?
sheet?
Are there updates and reports? From anyone?
What said you are?
Oh, yeah.
I know, yeah, I know.
I'm sorry,
I know.
apologize.
Cindy's in charge.
Sorry about that.
Okay, hearing no updates and reports, we will
Yes.
move on to review and approval of the December 13 minutes. Assuming all have read them, do we have anything that anybody needs to tell us about? Any correct?
There's a lot incorrect in it, like a whole lot, and there's a lot missing, so I can't really do it all like real quick. I'd like to go through them and write out a lot of
You can
corrections.
send them, we have Diane doing the minutes,
You can table the approval until next meeting and look at what you
I
come
mean, I
up with.
started, but there's like a lot.
Why don't we table the approval till next meeting, and then you can add what you think.
And I do have the gap of what Paul was missing.
Okay. Table to next.
Sounds like a good plan.
Electronic recycling event for 2023, we already had that discussion. Educational ideas for residents, MS4, rain gardens, rain barrels. All great ideas. We talked about some others. Do we want to fine tune that at the next meeting? Come up with plans for each and how, who's going to take the lead on which one, perhaps?
Yeah, because I know like the rain barrel,
Does that sound?
I think the rain barrel and the Sutton Creek watershed, like you roll on it, they did it in the past. Yeah. So we can bring that up.
Have you had good resident response to that in the past?
In the past.
In the past?
Yeah, COVID's
We've
done
done
that.
that for a while.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay. And then the MS4, you can talk to Mark on that. I think in the next meeting, we just kind of firm it up, everybody kind of pick what they'd like to maybe be interested in, taking leads on. Okay, public comment on non-agenda items.
Public comment?
Sure. Must I go stand up?
Yes, please.
So that your name and
The microphone.
Yes, please.
My name's Mark Osmick. I live on Reddington Road. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is, as a citizen of Lower Saucon Township, the lack of, what I think is the lack of professionalism here is astounding. It just seems like a circus. I was surprised to see Mr. Bananas walk in. I think he was surprised to see me here too. You know what? Because of the landfill, I'm going to become a thorn. And I'm going to make it my intention to make it miserable. I really hope you guys come up with a better show. I really expected more. I really did. I don't know if it's Sandy's fault, since she started it and was here for 20 years. I don't know if it's your fault. I guess your name's Tom.
I'm sure it's not.
Sure.
I think we are all here because we're public servants. We are trying to do the best we can for our community. We may not always agree on what that is, but we are trying. Just my
I would add, you disagree with people, but we're all here because we're passionate about it. And there's nothing wrong with being passionate about it. So, nothing at all. And if you see that as being unprofessional, that's your opinion, and that's fine.
I would like to see us get more involved with.
I would say too that, I'm not sure if you can hear me. It's Drew.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would hope that we can go into this new year, have our next meeting, just basically recalibrate after this difficult meeting and this difficult month of issues before us, as not just the EAC, but the township, and try to move forward by doing our very best to serve the environmental interests of the residents of Lower Saucon Township. And I think that's what everybody signed up for here on this committee. And like anything, occasionally you go through some difficult circumstances, and it can be a little bit rugged. But I think we have generally functioned very well and civilly and professionally, and I think we'll do that going forward.
lot of us want to see the committee succeed and move forward. It's been a great, well-known organization for many years. I have been here in this neck of the woods for 30 years, and Sandra and a couple of others in this community are held in the highest esteem, and I hope that you continue with us, and your expertise and your passion is amazing.
I look forward to getting back in the room with everyone so we can talk and I can see everybody and we can move forward. I look forward to working with the township manager to make our EAC, to allow our EAC to continue to be a positive attribute of Lower Sauk Township's functioning as we have, and particularly I think we're all proud of the open space program and what we've done and our willingness to sponsor events that are very helpful to the environment and to the township residents, the road cleanup, the recycling, and other things.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for.
Can I say one more thing I was thinking about before?
Sure.
Since I was never on a township board or any other board for the township or anything for that matter, when he's talking about Sandy and talking about electing her for this and electing whoever for that, what crossed my mind was, if you're on council and you're also here or on another board, isn't that a conflict of interest? Shouldn't each section of government have its own section of people without crossing over into another? Area?
I don't think that is required. I think it's just a desire to use the expertise and the knowledge you have to help wherever you can.
Yeah, I get that. I can understand that. I'm just, that was kind of like my opinion.
I just have one more thing, because of the manager. He wanted just to give, if you don't mind, give you a quick update, that they had 49 people come with the Christmas trees, and I know there was some concerns about recycling and all that kind of thing. 49 people brought their Christmas trees, plus some of their lawn waste, to the township. The trees were donated to a goat farm. Apparently goats love evergreens. And the compost was taken up to a recycling center, so it was a very successful event.
And they're having the next 2 Saturdays.
Yes, they're going to be doing it again.
Next 2
I
Saturdays.
think that, does yard waste fall under the EAC at all?
I can, I guess, as long as it's you know what I mean? It depends on how you look at it, I
I
guess.
think that's kind of a cool little story to put in his letter.
It might, yeah. But
I think that's a positive thing.
Evergreen.
Everybody loves goats.
Well, he
and
said,
it's
don't cut
kind
them
of-
up, we'll take them home.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I think somebody, could write a little blurb and put that in the newsletter.
anyway, so I thought
It's a human
you might be
interest
happy to
story.
hear
So the
that.
goats eat them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually I was told that goats actually, it gives them something extra in terms of nutrition and it was evergreen, so the farmer was very happy.
And right now, in the Lehigh Valley, there is a dramatic shortage of yard waste processing.
Okay, well, they took it to the to be processed.
We've lost every major yard waste
Yeah.
composting entity except for one, and that poor guy is struggling to keep up with the demand, and he can't. And there really isn't an option for municipalities that's easy or foolproof right now, because you have to have a composting permit, and it's challenging. So it's kind of a cool story that
So he just wanted to let you know.
I think it's great.
That it was kind of cool about the trees.
We'll give the final numbers.
What's the reason for
Because yard waste isn't as in demand as it used to be. Interestingly enough, the young folks seem to be purchasing homes and taking out landscaping more and more. And as the area becomes more mature, then we're producing more of it. And unless you can process it successfully and at a profit, because it all comes down to profit, you can't, do it as a non-profit, there just aren't enough, there's not enough land, so municipalities can't put them in on their own. And then the bigger facilities, like FRCA, which serve most of Lehigh and Northampton County, just can't keep up.
All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, we have a second?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Drew second, I'm sorry.
Sandy.
Okay, you good, Drew?
Yeah, and when you're back in town, I'll be back on the 18th. I'd like to have a meeting with you. We're just talking through.
Sure. Give me a call.
Okay, wonderful.
Thanks. All right, nice.
Good night.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice.